friends, welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be continuing along with my decorating series, so if you missed part 1, I will link it down below. In that video we decorated the kitchen, and today we are going to be tackling the living room. So of course we're decorating the tree, we're styling shelves, we're adding throw pillows to the couches, you guys know the drill. And I am extra excited about this year because we have switched up our Christmas theme. Last year we did a very neutral Christmas, and this year we are adding in those traditional colors. So I'll put a picture on the screen of kind of the inspo that we're going off of and the vibe that we want. So as you can see, lots more color, and I am super excited about it. If you enjoy, I would love for you to give it a thumbs up and subscribe down below and help me reach my goal of 10,000 subscribers. But with that being said, we're just gonna hop right on into today's video. I'll be linking as many products and decor pieces as I can in the description box, so check there if you are wanting to shop any of these pieces. But I hope you guys enjoy, and let's get into the decorating. Before we hop into the decorating, I just wanted to share a quick overview of what our living room looks like, just in case you're new here and aren't quite familiar with our space. So again, we do live in an apartment, so it is smaller and cozy, but we absolutely love it. And as you can see, I've already put the tree up just because I know I want it in that corner, so we will get to decorating that in just a little bit, but let's go ahead and start with our shelves. The first piece I'm adding is this moody vintage tree wall art that I absolutely love. I got it off of Kirkland's website last year, so I'm not sure if they brought it back, but if they do, I'll definitely link it down below because it's one of my favorite finds. And on either side of that frame, I'm adding in these two trees that I got from HomeGoods last year as well. They have a gold edge and kind of this frosted glass look, so they look very high-end, and I love styling with them. And I wanted to balance out the left side since it was a smaller tree, so I'm just adding in this little wooden nutcracker that I got from Walmart this year. And that completes our top shelf. So moving on to the next one, I'm first adding in this storage box that I got from Hobby Lobby several years ago, but you can actually still find it, and we love to store our remotes and other little small items in there. And then on top of that, I'm placing this brass advent countdown that I got from the Hearth and Hand collection this year at Target. And I felt like this shelf needed a little pop of color, so I decided to add in this mini tree that I got from Hobby Lobby several years ago as well, but again, it's one of those items that they still carry. So I added that, and then I also placed this little bow around it because I love bows for the Christmas time, and it added a nice pop of burgundy. Moving down to the next shelf, I'm first adding this bell that I got from a vintage market a couple years ago, and I'm placing it all the way in the back corner because I want to use it as a little bookend, and it's not heavy enough to support the books on its own. So I just placed it in the back so that that bar kind of holds it in place, and now I can add the books. So I like to thrift all of my books just because they're very affordable and I can get the colors that I'm wanting. So I'm just placing those there, and I swapped a few around to show the pages instead of the spine to kind of give it a more natural and organic look. To the left side of those, I'm adding this little wreath that I got from World Market this year, and I'm actually setting it down flat on the shelf so that I can place my Santa bust on top of it. I thought it would be a nice pop of color for this white Santa bust. And I got this little Santa at Walmart this year, and it's already very popular, so if you like it, I would definitely add it to your cart sooner than later. On the next shelf, I wanted to keep it a little bit more simple since the shelf above had a lot going on, so I'm placing this large sleigh just right in the center, and I got it from HomeGoods several years ago, but I feel like you can always find really cute sleighs there, so definitely check them out. But then I decided to customize it a little bit more and add a pop of color with this mini wreath. The mini wreath is actually a napkin ring from the Hearth and Hand Christmas collection, and it comes in a set of 4, so I grabbed a pack of those, and then the velvet bow that I attached on the front is actually a pre-made bow from Amazon, so I just connected it to the wreath using the tie that it came with. And to attach it to the sleigh, I'm just using this sticky tack putty, so I put half of it on the sleigh and half of it on the wreath, and then just push the two together. And on the bottom shelf, I wanted to incorporate some white village houses that I got from HomeGoods last year as well, so I'm just adding in these little tea lights and setting them down there on the bottom just side by side. And the finishing touch that I decided to add to our shelves this year was this bell garland, and it's actually the same garland that I wrap around our tree, so it will kind of tie the room together. So here I was trying to decide whether I should do a symmetrical look or an asymmetrical look with the bell garland, and I ultimately decided to do an asymmetrical look just because I liked the way that the right side hung down a little bit lower, but let me know in the comments which one you prefer. So I'm just wrapping each side around the top bar of the shelf and just kind of letting it swoop down over the shelf, and I think it just adds such a fun detail. And those are our shelves all complete. I absolutely love how it came together, and the pops of red definitely add that cozy Christmas feel. So I think it's safe to say it's my favorite shelf styling I've ever done, and of course I will link as many products as I can down below so that you can use these in your home as well. Now now that we're done with the shelves, we can move on to the console table, and I'm actually styling it in a very similar way as I did last year, just to keep it very simple. So I'm first adding in this garland that I believe is from Home Goods, but it might be from Hobby Lobby. I'm not quite sure. Either way, I really love how full and sparkly it is, but of course the sparkles make for a really big mess, which I'm not a huge fan of. On the left side, I'm adding in this wooden snowflake that I got from Hobby Lobby several years ago. I painted it white and added some plaster for more texture, and I wanted to use it as a little tray for my candlestick holders that I got from Walmart a couple years ago. They still have the bows on them that I tied last year, and then I'm just adding in these burgundy candlesticks that I got from Hobby Lobby. On the right side, I'm adding this same Christ artwork that I had last year, and I believe the artist is Mallory Fiso or Fox and Pebble on Instagram, so I will link her page down below, and then the frame itself is from Target. And in front of that, I'm placing this wooden nativity display that I believe is from Walmart, but it could be from Hobby Lobby. One piece that I was super excited to add to my Christmas decor collection this year was this book that I found on Amazon. I love the vintage cover, and the spine was just so pretty with the deeper red color and those pops of gold, so I'm adding that into this shelf down below and then just placing a decorative bowl on top. And for the shelf below that, I'm just adding in a couple more books to keep it very simple. And now that brings us to the focal point of the room, which is our Christmas tree, and I've definitely switched up the style this year, so I'm very excited about it. As you can see on the screen, I have a photo of the tree that just gave me so much inspo, so this is what we're trying to recreate, but of course make it our own. So I'm starting by adding this tree collar that I got from Walmart. It's such a beautiful neutral seagrass look that will go with so many different Christmas styles, and it was $28, so such a good find. And one of my favorite things about the tree that we're trying to recreate was that it had so many lights and they all twinkled, and it just looked so magical. But she has a different tree than I do, and it wasn't in the budget this year, so I just picked up these twinkling lights from Hobby Lobby, and we're hoping that can do the trick. She also added different red berry picks throughout her tree to add that pop of color, so I'm doing the same with a few picks that I picked out from Hobby Lobby, and I'm just pushing them in a little bit deeper into the branches so that they don't completely stick out. And it was at this point when I realized I should have probably added the bell garland first, but I am going in and doing that right now. She actually doesn't have a bell garland on her tree, but she incorporated some different vintage bell ornaments, so this is our way of making it my own, and I'm just adding in this bell garland that I got from Hobby Lobby. These next ornaments are actually the exact ones that she linked on her LTK, so they are the gold tinsel ornaments from the Target Wonder Shop, and I'm just pushing them kind of further into the tree since they are pretty big. She also incorporated several shiny reflective ornaments, so I'm adding in these silver glass ornaments that I got from Walmart this year, and I just love the way they reflect the light. There were some pops of brown in the tree as well, so I'm adding in these two different sizes of flocked ornaments. They're both from Hobby Lobby, but the smaller size is the style from last year, and the big one actually comes in a set with other neutral ornaments. So I'm placing the bigger ones kind of deeper into the tree, and then the smaller ones I'm hanging on the tips of the branches. And now I needed to brighten this tree up with some white ornaments, so these flocked ornaments actually came in the set with the brown ornaments that I was showing just a second ago, so I'm sprinkling these in to brighten everything up, along with these shiny ornaments that again will just reflect more light. And because her tree has a lot more lights than mine does, I'm just adding in a few more white ornaments, and these ones have a little bit of sparkle to them. And at this point we had a really good base, but I was so excited to add in some more pop of color with these deep red flocked ornaments that I got from Walmart, so I started placing them in, and it instantly transformed the tree. In addition to the red, she also had some pops of green, and I found these flocked finial ornaments at Hobby Lobby this year that I thought would be the perfect addition. Another ornament I found this year that I really wanted to add to our tree were these glass ornaments from Walmart. They just look super high end, and I feel like added such a nice glow. I'm also adding in a few of these ornaments that I made myself to give our tree a personal touch and again to brighten it up. And now it's time for my favorite addition to the tree, which are these bows that I got from Amazon. They're pre-made velvet bows that come in a variety of colors, but I picked them up in this rich deep burgundy color that matches perfectly with the red ornaments from Walmart. And they also had a few different widths to choose from, so I chose the 1-inch option because I really wanted the bows to stand out on our tree. And the bows come with ties that are connected on the back, so it makes it super easy to wrap them around the branches, and I just absolutely love them, so I'll link them down below. For her tree topper, she actually used a gold bow tree topper that I've seen a lot of, and I really wanted to do something different, so when I found this bow at Walmart, I knew it was exactly what I wanted to use. There are several different ways that you can style this bow, and it didn't really label it as a tree topper, but I thought it would be the perfect size, and I just absolutely love how it turned out. I feel like it really tied it all together. Okay, Okay, it's the next day now, and I am just completely obsessed with how this half of the room turned out. I don't have the twinkling lights on our tree right now, just because sometimes our camera picks it up weird and it starts to flicker, so I don't have those on, but I just love how our tree turned out. I feel like I did a really good job at replicating my inspo photo, but also making it my own, and I really love this bow on top. So again, this bow is from Walmart. It's new this year, and it's not actually a tree topper. I think you can just style it multiple different ways, but I haven't seen anybody style it on top of a tree, and seriously, I just love it so much. I feel like it is the perfect size and it holds its shape really nicely. I also just love all of the red. I think the red is here to stay because it just feels so cozy and Christmassy. So I love these bows. I also really love these ornaments from Walmart. They are just so pretty and add the perfect pop of color. And these ones are also so fun. I love the unique shape of them. So those ones were from Hobby Lobby again. And I'm hoping to snag another package just because I only have 4 on the tree. So there's not too many of those ones, but they were very hard to get. They're a very popular item this year. But anyway, this is just a good, again, overview of the tree during the daytime. And now we need to work on this half of the room. I'm going to hang our stockings on our blanket ladder. That's what I did last year, and I feel like it just works really well where we don't have a mantle. And then of course I have Christmas pillows that we're gonna add. Up here on this canvas, I have a little mini wreath that I'm going to hang. We need to do our coffee table decor, and then also some decor on that little side table, and then a throw blanket and pillow on this little chair. So here's the before. Now let's get to decorating. As I mentioned, I like to hang a wreath here on our canvas since it's very plain, so I'm just taking this down from the wall and flipping it around, and I have this wreath here that I made last year. I'll put a little video on the side that shows it better up close, but I'm just taking some packing tape and taping the back of the ribbon right here on the frame so that it hangs down right in the center of the canvas. Now we're moving on to the couch, and I really love that we have a cream colored couch just because we can really switch up the style with the different throw blankets and pillows that we use. So on this side of the couch, I first added this dark green throw blanket and then also this deeper red plaid pillow that are both from HomeGoods. And then also from HomeGoods, I found this really unique Letters to Santa pillow that I thought was super cute, especially with that envelope detail. And I decided to add a little spare piece of greenery into the pocket for another pop of color. On the right side here, I'm adding another throw blanket for some more coziness, and this one was from, again, you guessed it, HomeGoods, and then I'm adding that same deep red plaid pillow on top. Now we're moving on to our blanket ladder, and as I mentioned, this is where I like to hang our stockings since we don't have a mantle. So to hang them up, I'm using this S-hook here, and this is the stocking that I'm using for my husband. So I'm also adding in this little wooden D initial that I got from Hobby Lobby to customize it. So I'm just sliding that over the stocking loop before I hang it up. I wanted to kind of have a staggered look with our stockings, and this blanket was already in the way of that rung, so I kind of just pushed the S-hook into the blanket and it worked fine. So that's what we're rolling with. But the stocking that I'm using this year is from the My Texas House collection at Walmart, and I just love the deep red color with the ruffle detail. It's so pretty. And again, I added a wooden initial to personalize it, but I also wanted to add another one of these mini wreaths. So for this one, I attached a little white bow that is also a pre-made bow from Amazon, and to attach it to the stocking, I'm just using a little safety pin. And since these stockings hung a little bit lower on the ladder, I felt like we needed something up higher, so I decided to add in this basket that I thrifted from a vintage market, and I am just placing it right here on another S-hook. And to go inside, I decided to place this little Hobby Lobby tree that fits perfectly inside and adds that nice touch of greenery. For the coffee table, I'm first adding this Art of Home decor book to kind of anchor the space, and then on top of that, I'm adding this wooden dough bowl that I got from Hobby Lobby. Inside the bowl, I'm placing these 2 ceramic trees. They're the same style, just 2 different sizes, and I believe I got them at HomeGoods, but they might be from Hobby Lobby. And since everything is very neutral so far, I wanted to add a little pop of green, so I'm using this cedar stem that I got from Hobby Lobby, and I just broke it apart to place it around the trees and kind of fill the dough bowl. Now I'm placing this berry pick in front to add a little pop of red, and then I'm also adding these bells that I pulled off of a pick from Hobby Lobby, and I feel like they add the perfect touch of warmth. To the left of this arrangement, I'm adding in this large candle that I got from Target this year in the Hearth and Hand collection, and then in front of that I'm placing this little candle snuffer. For our side table, I'm starting out with this dark wicker vase that I got from Walmart, and I actually tied a bow on it last Christmas, so I'm just keeping that on. And then inside of that, I'm adding in these cedar stems that I got from Hobby Lobby. I love how full they look, and I love just how they fan out. So I just used 2 of them, and then to customize the arrangement a little bit more and add a pop of color, I wanted to use these berry picks that I got from Hobby Lobby as well. So I'm just adding them in and adjusting them until I'm happy with how they look. In front of the vase, I'm adding this gift candle holder that I got from HomeGoods last year. I love the touch of gold, and then I'm just popping in a little LED tea light to add a bit of coziness. And then to finish this area with something very practical, I'm just adding these coasters that I got from Hobby Lobby. We reach for them every day, so it just made sense to have them there. I wanted our accent chair to look and feel very cozy, especially for all the books I plan to read there this holiday season. So I'm first adding in this big fluffy blanket that I got from HomeGoods, and then I'm adding this Target pillow, and I actually made this beanie garland, so I just clipped it around the Target pillow to give it a little cozy touch. And that is how our living room turned out this year. I'm completely obsessed with all of the traditional colors and how cozy it feels. So let me know down below in the comments if you pulled any inspo from this video, but I really hope you guys enjoyed. And again, if you did, I would love for you to give it a thumbs up and subscribe. If you haven't seen the video of me styling our kitchen, I will link that one down below, and stay tuned because I'll be posting my bedroom decorating video next. But anyway, thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in my next one. Bye friends.